Good evening and hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having a nice weekend. We've had rain where I am. We were just getting the last of this hurricane, I suppose, or, well, the start of this hurricane. We're supposed to get rain for the next 3 days. But after the summer we had, it is much needed rain. It's been a pretty good weekend. Continued packaging up inventory that I already have for the show, which I got a lot done actually. So I'm pretty happy with it. And gonna continue working on that in my spare time between streams, but I'll show you what I got done so far, maybe later. I finished my Lunar New Year's lanterns. I'm really happy with how they turned out, and I got my green cabbage done. So I've got, what's that, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11 more projects to do. That can't be right. 2, 3, 7. Yeah, 11 more projects. That's not so bad. So tonight we're going to be making Day of the Dead calaveras. Calaveras. Bad pronunciation of Spanish. My apologies to all the people of Hispanic descent. But they're sugar skulls. Or Day of the Dead skulls. Gotta get my It's funny to see the different styles there are. 'Cause some are so detailed and some are very simple. And they're all beautiful. But I want to make one that's accurate. I also don't know that I want to make it so big. I've got 3 different colors that I think I might make them in. I've got this regular white, I've got a pearl, kind of shimmery white, and then I've got a glow in the dark, which I thought could be cool. definitely need my reference up. Skulls are definitely not something I'm used to sculpting. Where did all these fuzzies come from? Oh my goodness. Nexus. I'm making calaveras, which are the Day of the Dead sugar skulls, which is gonna prove to be complicated because I'm not, sculpting is not always my forte. Yes, working with white clay is the worst. Any light color clay is my worst enemy. I know, but I understand how I can cut time out of doing things, but then they will not be one of a kind, except for how I paint them. And I feel like, yes, could I cut time out of it? Sure, but I also very much enjoy the process of doing the thing. And once I get a hold of the shape, it will come a lot easier to me. So yes, is the first one difficult? Sure. But I also want to see how they sell before I go about like making silicone molds and things like that. I am a thing doer. Let me zoom in. That looks like roundabout the shape, and I would have it sit kind of on a slant, so it's not sitting upright like head on a neck, but like sitting on a frenda. So he needs eyes. And I mean, they're supposed to be a little cartoony. They're not supposed to be perfect skulls. If they were, that's like... Yeah, it looks like a skull. See what we got there? Just takes a little bit. So yeah, I've got white, I've got this pearlescent, which I thought that would be really pretty, and then I've got glow in the dark, which I thought would be really cool. What are they usually made out of? Yeah, they're usually made out of sugar. Typically, I think they're molded sugar, like a, let's see, where's my Wikipedia page on? Representation of a human skull. The term is often applied to, this is a calavera, so most often applied to an edible or decorative skull made by hand from either sugar or clay that is used in the Mexican celebration of Day of the Dead or All Souls Day. Most widely known calaveras are created with cane sugar and decorated with items such as colored foil, icing, beads, and feathers. They range in multiple colors. Doesn't say if they're solid. But they're used to decorate the ofrendas with children who have died represented by small sugar skulls are celebrated on November 1st. Larger sugar skulls are represent adults whose celebrations take place on November 2nd. It is believed the departed return home to enjoy the offering on the altar. Traditional production methods have been used since roughly the 15th century. The process involves using molds to cast the calaveras production can be a lengthy process. A craftsman will usually spend roughly 4 to 6 months producing the sugar skulls for the season. They're considered folk art and not meant to be consumed. Some are edible, made with cane sugar and either left unflavored or flavored with vanilla. Some are made from chocolate, typically colored with vegetable dyes. Some will have names written on them. Can be eaten or kept for a few days and thrown away. So they're like, yeah, they're a bunch of different things. Cool. Will I put sugar on them? I already have an ant problem in this house, and I'm not going to encourage more. So I'm going to say that they're clay, because they can also be made out of clay. Like it said. I think just sticking to the clay and the paint will be enough. Yes, I will paint them. I have a few reference pictures up already. I saw a lot of skulls for sale when we were down in Costa Maya and Cozumel. They paint them all sorts of ways, sports teams, and you know, they really appeal to the tourists. Rob has one that's the Flyers. I think he's got two that are the Flyers, and I think my father-in-law has two that are the Eagles. Ah, I'm sorry. Didn't sleep well last night. And then it's been a rainy day all day here. So, relatively tired. And yesterday, I took the kid to the Philadelphia Art Museum. So, exhausted from that too. Oh, he loved it. He had a blast. Yeah. He'd never been before, so I was really happy to take him. We were supposed to do our autumn adventure. I'd take him on a trip, well, a day trip every autumn, and we do fall activities like getting pumpkins and going to graveyards and things like that. And it was supposed to be this weekend, but with the hurricane, we couldn't really do that. So I took him to the art museum instead. So we'll do our autumn adventure next time he's here. Oh yeah, it's been raining non-stop since Friday night. Well, not non-stop. It's been raining a lot since Friday night. Yeah, and it's supposed to rain every day until Wednesday, too. So. Skulls is different. He's got big eyes. I'm debating this glow-in-the-dark one. I think they could be really cool, but I'm not sure if that's like going too far with the cultural appropriation thing. I don't want to upset anybody. I think I'm going to hold off on that one. But the pearlescent could be really cool because then it would look like sugar. I like the white ones too. We'll do a couple more of the white ones. So here's the question. Next week, I'm planning on doing a marigold thing. And I can't decide if I want to make a marigold wreath with it, which is not very traditional, or a marigold garland, which is a little bit more traditional. Or, because I just don't want to do just marigolds, because I feel like that's not, it's not decor enough. It is traditional, but it's like, I want to spice it up some. And I've seen marigold garlands used in Day of the Dead celebrations. I think I might do that. But I'm not sure. They look very colorful, piped with icing, maybe. Yeah, they are. Or molded with different sugar or something like that. They're very, very fancy. I could mix up some liquid Sculpey and maybe pipe it on. But I think doing a thicker paint would also be good. I don't know if anybody in the chat has ever been to the Philadelphia Art Museum, but so it's a very wonderful museum. There have been some artworks on display there since I was very little, and before that my mom had gone before I was around, I think. And there is contemporary art, modern art, and all that stuff. Phoenix doesn't get it either. So that's, you know, it's very funny because he's like, I don't understand. I'm like, we don't have to. But there's a lot of Duchamp work in the museum, and there is one piece of art that now I was his age when I saw, I think, for the first time. And I very vividly remember my mom taking me to the museum and going into this display and her looking through this, it's a door. And when you look through the door, it's a naked woman laying in the field, but you can't see her face, and she's holding a candle, so you're not really sure if she's dead or this is, I don't know. It's very, very strange. It's a very strange thing, and I don't understand it. And I very vividly remember my mom looking through the door and going, yep, that's still as weird as I remember it. And then me looking through the door and going, what? Right? So my stepson being the same age as I was when I saw it, I was like, so I went, I'm 31, I'm looking through this peephole door, and I'm like, yeah, I still don't get it. Like, what the heck am I looking at? My stepson gets up on this stool and he looks through the door and he goes, I said, you're going to have questions for me. He goes, my only question is, how is she holding the candle? I'm like, what? That's the question? She's just holding it, dude. He goes, okay. Like, we have like a moment. He goes, I'm like, uh-huh. He goes, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know either. He goes, okay. Duchamp, you okay, bud? And I was like, no, he's not okay. He's an artist, dude. No artist is okay. It was, oh gosh. I was cracking up. He had me cackling at some things. Oh my gosh, I was trying to be so respectful in this art museum, and he was just, some of the things he was saying, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get kicked out, because I want to laugh. I was like, well, he's, you know, oh, that was the other thing. We were in one of the, we're looking at a couple of marble sculptures, and in art, of course, there's a lot of nudity. And I am of the mindset that the naked body shouldn't be feared or tabooed, so we're looking, and, he takes a sit in like one of the chairs, and he's looking around at some of the artworks, and he goes, I'm gonna admire this for a second, and it's a woman, and she's like all naked. I'm like, oh my god, you do you, buddy. I'm not the fault here. I'm just here to take you to see art. It's just like, okay. Or, you know, how, like I said, nudity is everywhere in art, and there are some objects that have been sculpted that are, I don't think they're meant to be questionable, but they are. Um, and he looks at it, he goes, "Oh no, I've got a dirty mind." I was like, "Nope, that's what you think it is." He goes, "It's a..." I was like, "Yes, sir. Yes, it is. That's what that is." He's like, "Why?" I was like, "I don't know. Contemporary art, man." What was in the naked lady's lap? There's nothing in the naked lady's lap. In the Duchamp? There's nothing in the naked lady's lap. Oh, I guess he knew he was in a naked lady's lap. Yeah, well. Yeah, he wishes, I guess. I don't know. He's still young, so I don't think he's quite there yet, but it certainly made me laugh the entire time. I'm just gonna sit here and admire this. Okay, bud, you do you. God, I love that kid. Sometimes he says things and it's like, yep, that's my fault. Oops. I told him, we went to a craft store afterwards because I had to get some things that I knew that if I didn't get, I wasn't going to get, like stuff to finish my display. And he had said something in the store where I was like, "Buddy, you know, sometimes I hear you say things and I know that I have made an impression on you, and I just want you to understand how loved that makes me feel. To know that I can say, yep, that's my kid. I did that. That's definitely my fault." He might not have my blood, but that kid has too much influence from me, I think, sometimes. Speaking of which, I have to go do a mom thing. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I have imprinted on him, and it's a lovely thought because, you know, I've seen so many situations where you know, a kid didn't connect with their step parent for one reason or another, or even their parents, and that I can have that connection with him is really special to me. And I hope one day he also appreciates it. Yeah. mean, we don't connect on all things, but whoever really does, you know? I don't want him to be a copy of me, but knowing that some of the things I say and do get through to him is a nice thought. He has a very wide range of humor. I don't think he intends for some of the things that come out of his mouth to be as humorous as they are. But I hope it stays, that sense of humor. So how was your weekend, Nexus? Thanks. Gotta break out my cooking sheet for these guys. Oh, I'll have to show you guys. I was telling the chat earlier, but I don't know that anyone was here listening. I did a lot for my packaging stuff, so I'll show you guys how that's looking. And I got it put up on the pegboard display. We also ran up the rocky stairs. That was another cool thing. Well, I ran. He dawdled behind because it's a lot of stairs. The entire time I was singing the Rocky theme and embarrassing the crap out of him, and that's my goal in life. So other people were laughing. One day he'll understand I'm not afraid to be an absolute fool. At the expense of other people's laughter. Spent it looking for the tiniest, thinnest pieces of suede that I put in a safe place so I wouldn't lose them. On a positive note, the studio has never been so tidy. Well, that's good. I think the only bad thing about us going to the art museum yesterday was there was a union strike for the museum workers outside, and now here's the thing. They were in their own right to protest and all of that, and I believe in that as a basic human right, and they were doing so in their own in their own way, and it was very, it wasn't violent, it was a protest, and they're marching around in circles and singing their chants and all that, and that's great. However, I did not know that this was going to happen, and if I did, I probably would not have booked a ticket for that weekend, but I already paid my ticket, and I'm not gonna waste $25 because of my solidarity for you. I understand, and I appreciate that you're doing everything within your right to, get what you need from your job. Cool. But when you confront me, as I step past the picket line to go in, and I've got my kid with me, and it's cold and rainy, and you say, hey, you know, has anyone talked to you about this? And I say, yes, I have, and I'm going, or they have, and I'm going to do what I can to, you know, help show my support and do what I can. But I have my ticket for today, and, you know, I'm sorry that I'm doing this, but I'm gonna go in. And the one girl says, okay, but then another one pretty much spits in my face and tells me, shame on you. Well, I have my 10-year-old with me. Not the, not the most proper way of doing that. And now that is stuck in my 10-year-old's anxious little head. So we had a chat about it while we were looking for the first exhibit, about how complicated the situation was and how if I had known that there was a picket, I would not have gone that day to show my solidarity, but I wasn't wasting my $25, like I said, on my ticket. So, and also that's not the way you approach it. If somebody has said, oh, has somebody talked to you? And I say, yes, you don't confront it further. Sorry, like, it's a very complicated thing. If I were a member, and, like, I also lived in the city and didn't have to pay for parking and didn't have to pay for, like, the bridge or anything like that, yeah, I would have turned around and just been like, well, we'll go another day. But they didn't really approach it very well, and, I don't appreciate how they handled it in front of my 10-year-old. So, but Phoenix seems to understand a little bit about why they were protesting and what, you know, what could have been done, but why we didn't. Just, like, also, if you want a higher salary, you want people to go to the museum so that you get more money from the museum. Like, the museum is not the busiest place in the world anymore. They don't have a lot of crazy exhibits or, like, insane attractions pulling them in. And kids nowadays are not the people that are going to the museum. And if they are, they're going on the, like, give what you can day, which is a Friday, and you can give 0 to nothing those days. So, like, I'm showing my support by paying the museum to go to the museum to see things. It's very complicated. It wasn't assault. She didn't spit in my face. It was just, like, very aggressive. It could have been better. She shouted at me. Like, I didn't appreciate being shouted at. But I didn't say anything. And if, oh boy, if I didn't have Phoenix there would have been words. I don't consider it assault. I consider it aggressively yelling at me because you're emotional. I get it. I get it. I really do. Like, I'm sure they are underpaid. They work at a museum. Just a little. Like, ask me to sign a petition. Talk to me about other ways I could have felt. Sure, yeah. Especially a megaphone. But yes, all in all, I believe they should be being paid more. I believe everybody should be paid more because, the world is very hard to navigate right now with how much everything costs. It's very difficult to be lower middle class even nowadays. It's hard for people to get up on their feet and stay there. It's a complicated world right now, and I do feel for them. And I hope they get what they can. Alright. Got 6 of these little guys. All in white. I have to make myself some, so let's make 2 for me. Oh man, if I can get these done tonight, that's one more project off my list. I have 11 projects left, and then I have to really blitz through all the business stuff. I realized the other day when I was in the craft store, or yesterday, that I do not have a sign for my business. Yeah, it's the painting part that's going to take a while. But I don't have a sign, and I definitely need to figure out how I'm going to do that. Like a banner. I know a person who makes or can get them made. It might be cheaper than Office Max. But I am sure she is a very busy person. I'll have to see how much Office Max costs. Or Nexus. Can you look that up for me? I just need like a, I don't know, 4-foot banner. Something that would fit on a 6-foot table. Oh, his eyes are crooked. That's okay. There we go. Fixed it. I would have my logo printed on it, if that helps, which is a 2-color logo. I have to figure out my stickers, I have to figure out my invoicing, I have to figure out my a lot of things. Look at those little skulls all lined up, all cute. We're gonna hold off on the pearlescent. I think I'm just gonna stick to the white because these are gonna be so cute. Hope anybody that watches from Florida fared okay in the hurricane. I've seen the pictures and the devastation. It's absolutely absurd what is going on down there, so I hope everybody is okay. And please reach out if you need anything. My grandparents are down there. It is, thankfully they are okay. The place they are staying at suffered only some damage, but I'm sure it's absolutely terrifying down there. Alright, we got our little skulls. Yeah. go bake them. With all my polymer clay, I bake at 250 in a toaster oven for about 10. These will go for probably like 10 minutes. Alright, I will be right back. While we're doing that, I guess I could package up some more stuff. Because I got a lot to do there. Oh, but I'll show you real quick. If you can see it. My room is kind of a disaster. Not an awful disaster, but kind of a disaster. So check it out. How professional, right? I'm so excited. All my veggies are going to be in alphabetical order. Well, kind of. They're going to be in reference order, which is mostly alphabetical order. But I'm pretty amped about it. Could start my marigold stuff, but I don't want to drag all that out. I've got 1.5 million other projects that I'm working on. Plus I want to decide if I'm making marigold wreaths or marigold garlands, and I think the garlands would be really nice. Only a tad, and not OCD, just organized. overcompensate my organization for everybody else's lack of. These are probably the thing that make me feel like an actual business. Which is so silly. Oh, that's neat. Oh, 1.6. So, like 18 inches. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12. A little bigger than 18 inches. That's not awful. Well, I'll have to upload the pic and see what I can do with it. 21 bucks isn't bad. I just didn't want to pay like 100. I don't need anything bigger than that. That's... Is it a cloth banner? Vinyl? What is that? Do they say? An adhesive one? I don't know about that. Just need something printed on a piece of cloth, really. I don't need anything fancy schmancy. Two by 4 is 27. I mean, it could be like... It's only gonna fit my logo. My logo is like a circle. It would be a square, so it doesn't need to be huge. It would be essentially that on my 6'2", so. Do I have a table that I can show you? Somewhere. Ding. done that in a while. So if this was my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's a 5-foot table, but if this were my table, I'd only need something like that, right? Like, it doesn't need to be super fancy. Just an idea. I'll play around with it, but thank you for the lead and I will look into it. Let me go get that. They survived. Hot. I always worry when I walk away from the toaster oven without making sure that it's not toasting them. Because I have had one too many destroyed pieces. Which is to say, I think 2. These are going to be so cool. We're going to let these chill out for a second because they're still pretty hot. I will, thank you. Oh, I have to get my blog up. I started writing the blog when I was waiting for class to start the other day. What's very uniform in size? These guys? Yeah. Their faces are all a little different, but that's okay. When you don't have silicone molds to go off of, you get pretty okay at making kind of the same size item over and over again. Green beans, that doesn't go on yet. Let's get one more round of stuff glued, shall we? time these are all glued. These will definitely be cool enough to start painting. I've been putting them on my computer because my computer puts off like heat, obviously, like they do, but it dries the glue a lot faster. Got through pretty much the entire first season of Bridgerton while doing these last night and today. Well, last night was the lanterns and today was these. Oh, I'm very excited to cross these off my list. If I don't have to work on these, I'll be so excited. Finally knocking off the more difficult projects on the list. The lanterns were like, I was dreading making them, to be honest, because I wasn't sure how they were going to look using the supplies that I decided I was going to try, and I don't have time to be experimenting, but I knew that like they were going to be a decent item to sell if I could get it done, and they turned out awesome, and I'm so excited about them. If you haven't seen them, check out my Instagram or my Facebook. That's Blueberry Hollow Miniatures, just saying. Yeah, productive. What was the other thing? Oh, I'm doing, I've seen them on Instagram before, Facebook, where it's a photo a day challenge, and I've never really done them because I didn't think that what my pictures would be very interesting, but I'm giving it a shot, and so far, so good. Day 2 has been successful. So yesterday was, I think the prompt was hello, and I did like a really small clip of me waving. And then today's was everyday moments, and I took a picture of the general store with Ned sweeping in front, which I thought was cute. So I highly suggest checking it out if you got a second. Alright. Gosh, these are such crazy colors. But pretty standard. Okay. Let me get all of my paintbrushes. I treated myself to a paintbrush kit lately. It's not a very good paintbrush kit, but it's something. Definitely needed more than what I had. What's that on? What? The picture of Ned in front of the general store? Either Instagram or Facebook. It should be either. We're gonna go color by color. That's what we're gonna do. Make life a whole lot easier. Oh, I know. That's what I'm told. Yeah, I've painted with a toothpick. Thanks. This is not the kind of toothbrush I want, or paintbrush I want to use. Need something a little bit more broad. Broad but firm, short, which I don't have. You know what also works? Embossing tools actually really work pretty well. Painting is like my least honed skill. My toxic trait is thinking that I could paint like Bob Ross if I only had the tools and materials, but Lord knows I cannot. I'm not good at the traditional arts. Painting, sculpting. Drawing, really. But I can craft a thing or two. I can learn a skill to be able to make a million of it and then immediately forget how to do it. I have learned so many different crafting styles for the Christmas ornaments that I make every year. A couple years ago, was it last year? No, 2 years ago. 2 years ago I learned how to crochet just to make 80 freaking tiny mittens. But if you ask me to do it now, I probably couldn't. Which definitely comes in handy when I have to filming these really comes in handy. I don't think I get a lot of viewers on YouTube, but I definitely go back and watch my own videos. So it's really helped me out a lot. And I've suggested the same thing to my mom because she's always forgetting how she does her own projects too. Just film it. You don't even have to put it on YouTube. Or if you do, put it on private. Like, yeah, write it down. Or even, because I know, well, my grandmother is a huge fan of writing things down. But she, and I am too, but she never remembers what it's in reference to. She doesn't write enough notes to remember. So just film it. Just doesn't even have to be a good camera. Talk yourself through it while you're doing it. But streaming has really benefited me. I've gone back multiple times to see how I did a project or how I could better it or anything like that. You know, if you sketch and write down things next to it, that might help. If you're decent at like drawing, or take a picture of it and as you go. But I really do find filming it is the most beneficial because then you're not going, yes, but how did I do that? What paintbrush did I use? What embossing tool? What color? What stain? Oh, that's helped me a lot. What stain did I use for this? I don't know what stain. Some of them are so similar. Like I have notes on how I made some of my things that I didn't do on camera. Yeah, even if you're doing it just for yourself, streaming is like, or filming it has been so beneficial. Because now I'm going back and like finishing up vegetables that I haven't done in almost a year. I don't know what I did. will have made over 100 different items to sell this coming November. I have no idea what I'm doing. Unless I film it. Look at them with their little eyes! Now to do their little noses. Which I might have to break out the paintbrush for. I do not really like using these tiny paintbrushes, but it'll work. As long as I take my time with it. Oh, it is 9 o'clock. I have to go harass my kid. Be right back. put my kid to bed. Oh boy. Okay. So, I need closer up of my reference picture. Teeth. Let's do the teeth. Teeth are, we're gonna do them in a light yellow. Make them stand out a little bit. 2, 6, 8. I don't particularly like that. Maybe. I wonder. I wonder if I could do it in fine tip Sharpie. I mean, if I screw up this one, you know, this one will be mine. Not awful. Not no. Yeah. Well, next time, yeah, it'll be a wider grin. Goes just from there. To there. I love them. That's working a lot better than I thought it was. And they don't have to be perfect, and they can all be different. They can be weird, and it can be great. Gonna say it, it's an unpopular opinion, but I thought Coco was a better movie than Encanto. Just saying. I enjoyed the music and the story a lot better, and it's fine. Like Encanto is good, but Coco really did a lot for me. With the absolute beauty of the storytelling and the artwork. Some people may disagree. A lot of people may disagree. That's fine. What do I want to do next? Maybe I want to do these pretty eye flower things that they get. These marigolds. They're supposed to be marigolds. Marigolds are big for Day of the Dead because they represent the fragility of life. And marigold petals are supposed to guide the dead back from the afterlife to the ofrendas and then back to the afterlife. You don't know Coco? Oh my gosh. It's a great Disney or Pixar movie that came out. I really recommend it. And it came out around the time my grandmother had passed. And it got me in the feels. Yeah, but they're supposed to be super colorful, so I'm gonna give them at least 3 colors, I think. I want them all to be different, like the Mardi Gras masks. I'm gonna name them. Hold on, let me. There we go. Oh no! Ah, I just made it worse. Gosh. He is a photo hog. Get out of here. It is a religious holiday, so gotta get that in there. What else can we do? Alright, let's move on to some red. Ooh, I should do one that looks like Frida Kahlo with a unibrow. Everybody loves Frida Kahlo, I guess. I don't know. I think that was the point. She was an icon. A symbol and a character. Sorry, I keep drifting out of frame. It's like I want to see what I'm doing or something. Don't see a lot of green being, well, not in these at least. Where can I find more? Some green, a little bit of green. Okay. It's like, why is there no green? Just didn't want to be inaccurate. Did it again. Dang it. show you what we got so far. That was not done. Ooh, it's starting to get late, I can tell, because Butterfingers. I don't think I'm gonna finish these guys tonight, but I mean, you're seeing where I'm going with these. The camera hasn't started dying out. I don't expect the camera to start going until about 10:15. You're sleepy, Nexus. Help you asleep in the Nexus? Yeah, I'm there too. Yeah. I know. It's still him. He just really... That's really funny. Probably not allowed to sing that. That doesn't belong to me. I'm sorry, YouTube. Pinks, purples, blues. Yeah. Maybe I want to do this and fine tip pen too. I bought myself fine tip blue Sharpie so that I wasn't writing in pen on my bag header cards anymore. It's working. Working real nice. We're gonna do a spider web. do they? That's neat. I mean, that's... I believe it. Colors have meanings in a lot of cultures. Tell me, what do they mean? Tell me, tell me, tell me. I'm sure each of the pictures has meanings too. It's all a lot of symbolism. Every single one of them. Red is our blood, orange is the sun, yellow is marigold, purple is pain. Also riches and royalty, sure, pink is white, pink and white are hope, purity and celebration, yep. And black represents the land of the dead. That makes sense. Not a lot of green. Like I see it, but not a lot. You're blue. Probably because those dyes are like hard to make in nature. Alright. We're getting somewhere. It's gonna take me a little bit to finish these. But I think I'm gonna stop for the night. It's 10 o'clock. We're gonna have like 15 more minutes probably of camera time. I'll just keep painting until I'm done my spiel, I guess. So hi. My name is Bailey Zimmerman and I own Blueberry Hollow Miniatures. I've been collecting minis for the past over 20 years, and in the last 2 years I decided I was going to go into business and try to sell. I specialize in veggies and holiday stuff right now. As you can see, I'm doing Day of the Dead calaveras. or sugar skulls, if you are not familiar with Spanish. So I try to stream every week at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Twitch. My username there is Blueberry Hollow Miniatures, and if you're looking to watch any previous videos, you can catch up on my YouTube, which is already is also Blueberry Hollow Miniatures. Try to update my videos every week in the day or two after the stream, so you can check out past videos there where I do setups of my doll houses. I do like making stuff, I do inventory and packaging. I'm all over the place. I'm looking to start selling at the Philadelphia Miniatura in November of this year. It is the first weekend of November. If you want to come out to that, I'd really appreciate seeing you. Or, show your support to other artists that are there. There's supposed to be over 100 different vendors this year. A lot of them are new, and there's a bunch of old hats as well. It is the 4th, 5th, and 6th. The 4th is the preview show. It is at night, and if you pay for the preview show, you are also paying for the entire weekend. Each day, I think, is $10, 10 or 12, I can't recall. But it's in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. So if you're local to the area, come on out. It's at the Crown Point Plaza. You can check out PhiladelphiaMiniatura.com for more information. So I'm looking to sell there. If you want to see any of my previous work, you can check out my Facebook or Instagram at Blueberry Hollow Miniatures, or my TikTok at Blueberry Hollow Minis. I also have a blog, which I am in the process of updating for September. That would be blueberryhollowminiatures.wordpress.com, and if I have rambled too fast and you could not keep up with all of that, you can check out my link tree, which is linktr.ee/blueberryhollowminiatures. The next couple of weeks are gonna be my October and early November holiday decor. We worked on our calaveras tonight for our sugar skulls. Boy, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And next week we're going to be working on, I think, a marigold garland for Day of the Dead, for Dia de los Muertos. Because marigolds are very important in that culture for Day of the Dead and their celebration of that. 2 weeks after that are going to be, I think 2 weeks after that. What does my calendar say? Where's my calendar? Where's my phone? Let me check. Oh, so the week after that, the 16th, that is going to be my Halloween decorations. We're going to make a Halloween banner and some paper fans. And then the 2 weekends prior to the convention, which would be the 23rd and the 30th, I'm going to have Don't Panic streams. So it's either going to be me catching up, it's going to be me doing clerical work, it's going to be me attempting not to panic and getting things done for the show. Hopefully a lot of my projects will be done by then. Looks like these guys will be done in the next day or so. Probably tomorrow if I put my mind to it, which would be great. Yeah, moving right along with all that. I have 11 more projects to do, and then I've got a lot of, office stuff that needs to happen before the show. Like learning how to use a square and finishing my invoices and getting paper and packaging and finishing up inventory, correcting inventory, and oh boy. And that's why we're calling them the Don't Panic streams, because I'm not gonna panic about it. It's gonna be great. We're gonna do well. It's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be something. We're gonna get done. It's gonna be great. So I really appreciate you guys checking out my stream tonight. I will probably be showing you guys a picture of this in the next few days as I finish these up. I think they're really cool so far, but I got a lot to finish. There's a lot of... I don't think you can really go wrong with them. The more you put, the better they look, right? Let's put you at an angle so you can see their cool faces. Yeah, so many colors. I can just cycle through all the colors and keep going round and round and round and put more on them. I think they're really cool. It's going to be very hard for me to pick which ones I like, and they're all going to have a name, like my my Mardi Gras masks do. So that's that. Next is, did you get to see my display? You saw my display. Yeah, I've got like a set of pictures up in front of me that I'm using as reference. They use a lot of flowers. They use a lot of swirls. A lot of dots, a lot of lines. Yeah. Not together? No, not the setup. I didn't finish that yet, but I mean the pegboard display. Did you see that? I'll show you guys again. Oh. Look how cool. Whoops. Let's zoom out. There we go. Working on it. Getting there. Getting stuff done. Looks so professional. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Yeah, that's what I worked on today. I've got so much more to go. So, I want to thank you guys again for checking out my stream tonight. Hope to see you guys next week when we make our marigold garlands. That's going to be fun. I have an idea of how I'm going to do it. Hopefully I have time this week to prototype it before I panic. Getting there. Everything's coming together. It's just one big disaster in my room right now, though. So, I will talk to you guys next week. Have a lovely rest of your weekend and a lovely night. And have a wonderful week. See you later.